and welcome to the semifinals. I'm the her. This is Captain Keith. Uh,
Professor Ginyu, in fact. I've given all of these young lads Pokemon so I can bang their moms. Let's see what they do with these Pokemon that I have given them. Cuban Creed, gotta say I'm pulling for him. Took me out. Random Wizard does have a very scary team. See if it's enough for the sand, though. A lot of his Pokemon can't operate in sand. Or just kind of heal enough to not have to worry about it. Going with the Mega D versus the Mega T. Both megas are right off the rip.
and Mega D, very, very weak to steel, so he'll have to keep an eye out for any sort of steel coverage.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of the move pools. The question is just if they
Oh
remember
my goodness.
and just throwing out rocks and losing his mega just for the rocks.
But those rocks it may be worth it. We don't know if Cuban Creed has any sort of defog or what, and
Yeah, I know Random Wizard was stressing the importance of him getting his rocks out, and I think he's just willing to make that sacrifice. I don't know if it's a mistake or not, and if he views it as such, we'll definitely see a change. The Nature's Madness going to cut the entry on Amoonguss, cut its health in half after the rocks. Back up to 50% though. You gotta imagine it's a poison attack coming here.
yeah, Sludge Bomb. Still a special attack though, so gotta be careful. Could
And the other
probably bring
question
out
here,
the Baneful Bunker Spiky Boy.
the other question here is if he wants to go for a spore, or even Random Wizard can try and go for a kill with like a just click Mega Horn. He's probably got the speed on the Amoonguss and he goes for it, but 31% Amoonguss thick. The Sledge Bomb, 55% does not kill back. That Assault Vest doing work for the Ox King. We see Amoonguss get an extra tick up there. Grassy terrain as well as his Black Sledge.
Yeah, and it might kill here, but I don't think we're gonna see the Amoonguss left in, so yeah.
Tornadus comes in to tank it with his flying typing, resisted 25%, but that the rocks down to 50. The Sandstorm keeping him at 50 with his leftover tick.
Yeah, and won't get any healing off the grassy terrain.
Glisor is going to use as an
Oh,
opportunity
risky
to try and come in,
swap.
but a hidden power. It is an HP ice. He read the Glisor coming in for the immunity.
Wow.
Also good into that Mon, yeah.
Hidden Power Ice is a very common move on Thunderous. So, well used there for its
And
coverage.
suddenly, for these rocks and one good call, Cuban Creed's up 2 Pokemon. Suicune going to come in and tank the Ice Beam back.
Yeah, we saw the Suicune had Substitute. So we may just see Random Wizard press attacking moves.
Yeah, the question is, what does he have to threaten the Suicune with? I can't remember the Muse move pool. I know he's got that Psychic, I believe, for the Z move. But the substitute comes in with the Kid Buu swap in. Suicune's going to be able to sit pretty well here. Goes for Protect just to scout. Toxic Spike's coming in, taking advantage and getting more hazards out. That's how he's going to have to get back in it. If Random Wizard can force Jordan to rotate through his Mon with his defensive core, those hazards are going to be what drags him back in.
Well, the Amoonguss can get those poison spikes, right?
Yeah, the Amoonguss can absorb the poison spikes. Oh, an Ice Beam on the swap in on Ox King. The Assault Vest still keeping him nice and thick, but That health just keeps lowering. Another 18%, no freeze procs. Horn Leech coming out, gonna break the sub. Yeah, so now's where I'd like to see that Amoonguss come in and go ahead and get it, but he's just willing to sit in. Oh, he gets the
Oh
freeze proc.
no!
Sometimes you go for it, sometimes you get it, you know?
Yikes.
And it's gonna be able to Ice Beam through. Random Wizard just leaving Ox King in. I'd like to see him try and take advantage of this and set up another substitute, potentially. Kid Buu coming in case that does happen. A crit on the Ice Beam and another
Oh
freeze.
my goodness.
Yeah, because it's always a chance it doesn't have the same sleep effects. Excadrill can come in. And another thing, those poison spikes just aren't going to work against a lot of the Steel Mon. Excadrill potentially coming. Oh, but that was a thaw, a very early thaw. Gonna be lucky with that. Let's see if we
Gonna scout
see.
the
Go
earthquake.
straight for the Earthquake, not going for a rapid spin to try and clear out.
Yeah, not all Excadrill carry rapid spin, but and some are banded
Yeah,
or scarfed.
yeah, just my thought on where it would potentially be, if anywhere. I do like seeing Jordan bring in the Excadrill without the Sand Rush active because he knows he's going against some slow Mon that he can just outspeed naturally. But Hirudegarn is not going to be that Levitate, immuning the Earthquake. And now is a tough switch because it feels like you can very potentially lose something here. The rocks, the toxic off the double layer poison spikes, and Hirudegarn, whatever move he's going to do. It's going to be hard to tank all of that.
Oof.
I would have also liked to have seen potentially the Tyranitar just come in and set up the Sandstorm. So even if he dies and a U-turn by Hirudegarn, just going for the scout, seeing who he's going to rotate in. Yeah, if he had set up the Sandstorm, he could have potentially gone off with the Excadrill afterwards.
I
But
would have
he's got
liked
to
to
get his
see the
mushroom.
Ox King there. Oh, he's frozen, super dead. But then again, maybe not. Yeah, there he eats the spikes.
I like that, but now if he sets up any more spikes, he won't be able to swap the Amoonguss in. If he does try and set him up, though, he will have to take attacks. Just go for the Baneful Bunker to scout. The Spore's coming out. He's unleashing the Spore. The Glissor's clear. Ox King can come in uh, and be immune to it, but he's also frozen, which would double immune him to it. Really don't want anyone else to go to sleep here.
Yep.
And he read the play and threw out the Sludge Bomb. Yeah, and now the grassy terrain's just going to heal up the Amoonguss even more.
You had to make
Jordan,
some
the
risky
Cuban Breed.
plays to come back into the game, and big psychic, but
Yeah, there's the sleep, and he's just going to be able to rotate out and trigger that regenerator. I'd love to see T-Tar try and come back in, set up the Sandstorm. Can threaten into the Mew, which may potentially swap out just to hold the sleep. Gonna go for the Garchomp straight for the throat.
and this is the I think it's the
Yeah,
Garchomp that has the Z move.
and just taking his time with it and loses his Garchomp for being, a little too heads up with it going, oh, I've got all these free turns, all these freezes, all of these sleeps. Sets up a rocks, loses his first Mon.
Yeah, but those rocks are going to be pretty big there. Will prevent the Hydreigon.
Yeah, from freely U-turning for sure. He's got to try and get that sand stream up though. That's the main killing potential here.
Yeah, not only that, but that's the sandstorm Plus, the big body is good against this Mew.
I'm curious if we see the Z move here. No, just goes for the regular psychic to kill. Definitely a pretty hefty mistake losing your Spore there.
The other
That
thing
could
you
really,
could do is get to the Thunderous and like get a Thunder Wave on this thing.
yeah, I would have liked to have seen potentially the Amoonguss come in and then just switch immediately to the T-Tar, expecting the Psychic, and just get an extra little bit of healing from the Regenerator, cut a little bit by the rocks. But just going straight into it and letting it sit there to try and get the sleep back up. Not liking that plan. Can offensive Mew do it? Can he take it away?
I still think Thunderous could be a good play here. No, but goes to the Suicune.
Yeah, just unwilling to go for the kill at this point. It's like he's been a little neutered after losing his Garchomp. Kid Boo's just going to come right in. Another crit from the Ice Beam, but Kid Buu eats those.
I guess Kami House's thought is he's already got a Toxic on this Suicune, therefore he can get the Kid Buu in here. And yeah, now there is no poison Pokemon to soak up. So, gonna be working on that those spikes again.
Yeah, fortunately though, Excadrill, who's really the important sweeper here, will be immune to it with the Steel typing. You
Hmm.
just got to try and set up that sand and let the Excadrill sweep it out. Should be able to outspeed Hirudegarn, even though it's scarfed. I believe.
So swapping
Hirudegarn
to the
coming in.
Dragon typing.
It's kind of got to tank that. But now he does have speed control. Threaten the Thunderous here.
Goes for the Dark Pulse.
Yeah, just strong stab. Gonna push through damage through on anything. Now he's stuck in it. I would have liked to have seen again the T-Tar come in.
Yeah. He may not be on top of the fact that it's scarfed. He should be, but he may not be. Oh, and I would have liked to see him stay in there and press some more Dark Pulses, but it would have been a little risky, I suppose.
Yeah, I think this was just kind of the plan was to switch out to one of your tanks after anyway.
Yeah, definitely the safer play. And
And
here
here
we
comes
go.
the T-Tar.
Just a regular poison. And yeah, the Scald only doing about 14%.
But there we see the poison coming through. And he's really got to get the Excadrill in here, but he sits with the T-Tar. He's got to just swap. He has to immediately swap from the T-Tar and get as many turns on that Excadrill as possible.
Yep.
Now he's going to be down to 2, which is not enough to sweep, which means the T-Tar has to come out, wait out the Sandstorm, come back in to reset the Sandstorm, and then go into Excadrill.
I'm not sure
Let the
why he
Earthquake
pressed
push
the
you in
Ice
damage.
Punch there to begin with, though. The Earthquake. Maybe he was thinking the swap to the Hydreigon, expecting Earthquake, but no, the Baneful Bunker, he's going to stay in. Black Sludge, Poison. And this is a questionable play here. Do you swap to the Hydreigon, expecting the Earthquake to finish off the Kid Buu?
Yeah, the big problem is with those rocks. That T-Tar cannot reset the Sandstorm. He'll die before he resets it coming back out. And there the mistake is made. You kind of had to sit and go for the Earthquake.
Yep, and it would have worked because Kami left in the Kid Buu. Oh my god.
Freeze block, but an immediate thaw because of the Scald.
Yeah, and what a great comeback here from Random Wizard. It's not over yet, but it is close. Leftovers, Black Sludge, Toxic, takes down the Suicune. Here
And now
comes
he's
the
gonna see the
T-Tar.
mistake. He's got to see these mistakes and
Yep.
understand. Like he really needs to build a team that is not a Sandstorm team. It's a more complicated team to play.
And he presses Sandstorm
But he
on the
sandstorms
Excadrill.
himself. He sandstorms himself.
Whew.
He's got it out. He's got it out.
Let's see, does he have the Z move on the Excadrill here for the Rock move? I think that's what he was. Is that what he was doing? Or was it on the Garchomp? I can't remember. We'll see, because this would be a
I
time to
believe
press
it
the
was
Rock
on the
move.
Garchomp.
And this is what, Rock Slide? Oh, presses
Goes for
Iron
the Iron
Head.
Head. It's enough.
High speed,
I was
flinch
curious.
hacks.
Yeah, I was curious if the stab Iron Head would be enough. Kid Buu comes in, can save the day with the Scald
You got a Baneful Bunker here. Yep, takes a look. There's the Earthquake.
and the book. He's reading the move bow. 2 turns of Sandstorm.
Oof.
1 turn of Sandstorm left with the Mew coming out.
Here comes the Mew. And then,
I think Excadrill's got it, but
yeah, this Iron Head is going to hit
one
hard here.
one turn of Sandstorm left. If Mew can hold on,
Oh
it
no.
does.
The Z
It is the
power.
season.
Here we go. Dead! Resisted though it didn't
Oh,
matter! And he takes down game one. No way. I figured he would have pressed Earthquake again there.
oh, what a close one.
Wow. That will do it for game number one. Game number two coming up here. And those rocks did play a very big role. It seems that it was worth throwing away the Deancey for the
I
Stealth
don't know,
Rocks.
an entire Mega.
Well, I mean, he won, so.
Yeah, it's hard to counter it when you. But I really think that Jordan kind of threw away and started to panic a bit at the end. He got a little comfy, started taking his time when he could have just been pushing raw damage.
Yeah, I think there was some turns there, especially in there with losing a few Pokemon to the Mew. Um, you had a few chances to get your Thundurus in to land a Thunder Wave on that Mew, and you
Oh, and
didn't
here we
take
see the
advantage.
Glistor lead, but we know the T-Tar has the Ice Punch.
Yeah, he should have Protect here, so we may just see the Protect on the Gliscor to go ahead and get the Toxic Orb procced.
Yeah, the odd thing is it's really the freeze chances that were the annoying part. So getting the status immunity, yeah, just swaps out immediately. Kid Buu gonna come in and tank the Ice Punch very well. Just slams the Earthquake, knowing it hits for the 50%. Scald comes out. Burn proc, no burn. T-Tar stands strong.
I
Baneful
was
Bunker
liking
to
to
burn out
see
the Sandstorm.
going for the
Goes for the
sweep
Rock
here.
Polish.
I would have liked to have seen a little bit more aggressive here with the Excadrill early, but deciding
Yeah,
to do this.
I think it was more going for that speed, just expecting the Baneful Bunker, knowing that Random Wizard's trying to play that slow game to burn out the Sandstorm and just having those ways to punish. I do like it here. Ox King's paying for it.
Yeah, but Ox King does have Horn Leech, so if this does one shot or do the rest of his HP, which based on his HP, it definitely might.
Oh, I think it definitely does. I would not be leaving him out there for that.
Yeah, already under the gun here.
Yeah, that last hit dealt 58%.
What about the Sandstorm?
The Sandstorm kind of counteracts the grassy terrain.
Oh, okay. Yep.
And leaves him in, needs the clean swap at least. The fast T-Tar, he's going to lose a special defense buff now. But when you're trying to sweep, how much does that matter?
Yeah, this hurts. Definitely hurts. Um, you could go ahead and maybe outspeed it with the Hydreigon.
You can certainly try. It's gonna be a hard thing because it's hard to know how this T-Tar is gonna be built. I wouldn't be surprised if he had offensive stats with these kinds of numbers, but also it's a T-Tar, so he's already got a bunch of big numbers. And we see the Earthquake hitting into the Mega D. The Megas square off the T-Tar, taking that hit not as clean without a Sandstorm. Big damage, but he does have the opportunity to kill another Mon here.
Yeah, did we see him press Ice Punch here, or do we see him press the Earthquake again?
I would just go straight to the Earthquake. If he's going to bring in the Dragon, you can go to the Ice Punch after that. Make that decision then. Yeah,
Presses the Earthquake, kills the Diancie. And yeah, this is tough. Hard choices here for Kami House.
I feel like he's got to see if he can outspeed with the Harudegarn.
And what do you think he presses? U-turn?
Hard to say. At 30% without a Sandstorm up, I don't think it matters too much. But I would like the U-turn to protect in case it doesn't kill. Could also just fire off something like a Draco Meteor to be a little more clean with it and protect against swap-ins. The T-Tar could swap out if Jordan values getting the Sandstorm set up again. Although we do know that the Excadrill can set himself up.
Yeah, from the look of this, it looks like Sucker Punch is going to pull out this T-Tar here. Nope, leaves him in. Dragon Pulse, he does outspeed. Takes it down. That's a big kill there.
Yeah, big information.
Now will Sucker Punch press sub here?
The Toxapex goes
Yep.
into the substitute clean sub,
And the Scald from the Toxapex is not going to be able to break this sub.
and just immediately going into the Ice Beams, going for those freeze procs. Knowing he can clear away any number of toxic spikes. But the Kid Buu can also sit here and do that without worry. Immediately going into the Tornadus, the Scald comes out. Tornadus tanks it fairly well, but the Burn proc comes out. Not going to cut his damage, but it is going to put him on a bit more of a clock or counter out his leftovers.
Yeah, leftovers is interesting on Thunderous because usually you just kind of want to hit really hard and go with the Life Orb.
The Baneful Bunker discount, but there's the taunt. So it does protect the taunt.
Yeah,
Still
and
unsure if I'll go with the electric or the ice here. It's the 50-50. Mew comes out for the safe swap, and Thunder Wave comes out, cuts the Mew's speed.
yeah, and this is what I wanted
Good
to see
move
in
there.
game one. The Thunderous with Prankster being able to put Thunderwave out safely. And now you can just kind of press Thunderbolt.
Unless he wants to protect the Tornadus a little bit more. We know it's got that Ice Beam to threaten, but you can just try and push damage into the Mew and keep pushing forward. Does still have the Pokemon advantage.
Yeah, just if you're expecting Ice Beam, you swap the Suicune in, it gets poisoned. Like, I just think
Yeah,
that
yeah.
I think that the Thunderous here, you just like go ahead and just play it out. Press your Thunderbolt, you got the paralysis, maybe you get a proc. Like that's kind of the game with Thunderous.
Yeah, my main potential swap ins is that it's dead without the Tyranitar because I'd like to see the Amoonguss come in to clear out. It won't like taking the Ice Beam, but with its Regenerator, immediately back into the T-Tar But we don't have that line. So yeah, I agree with you in that I think leaving the Thunderous and pushing damage forward is what he needs to do. But he's gonna bring in the Amoonguss. It
Mm.
will clear that off. Gets the paralysis proc. But now the issue is the Amoonguss can't spore
Oh,
here. Another paralysis proc. The Sludge Bomb comes out 29%. This isn't a great matchup still.
ooh, the Psychic Z
Power.
power. Let's see it right here. Will it kill? It does. That's huge. That is huge.
Yeah, no more fear of the sleep.
That is massive.
The Suicune's going to be able to outspeed and subspeed
Oh,
here, get value with the paralysis.
that's 3 paralysis procs.
And notably, the psychic terrain,
Oh, four
left upper left,
paralysis.
the psychic terrain is stopping further paralysis from coming out. See a switch to the Scald. Psychic to break the sub. He can just sub again if he wants. No, it just goes to push the damage. Salt Boil coming out.
Oh, soft boiled. Mew's so good.
But the Suicune does have pressure out, so it will be burning turns. And there's a burn proc on the Kid Buu. Without the sleep, that burn proc is big.
Yeah, that will counteract the leftovers, which is Kid Boo's main way of healing.
And the toxic spikes come out, and now they're here to stay. Another point of the burn on Thunder is being very good. Able to immune these spikes with its flying typing. Mew comes out, hidden power. Got the speed, go for it.
Yeah,
On Thunderous. Gliscor comes out, he's just trying to run him through the gambit, trying to find a way to enter. But the problem is that it has the leftovers. Gliscor will now get the Toxic up. Toxapex in for the hidden power. Tick up, tick down, around we go. Baneful Bunker into a taunt.
he wants to land that taunt. Go ahead and get a swap over to the Suicune, perhaps. Maybe get a swap over to, well, just
I'm
hit the
fine
taunt
playing
and
this
then
game.
and
I'm
then
fine
just
sitting here and playing this game and watching the rotations go through and trying to make the call like you just did. But those
say,
were the risky ones. You can't make the calls yet. You
yeah, I
got to
would
keep
have
them
liked the
honest.
taunt there. Just
Eyes
go ahead
wide.
and land the taunt after the Baneful Bunker.
Go for the damage. Push the Thunderbolt. Either one I'm fine with, to be honest. But the main thing is trying to maintain. God, he just keeps calling the Gliscor, and he's able to sit in there and just get the Scald off.
Yeah, Jordan's made some good calls this game, but overthinking it here with the Thunderous. Yeah, he's doing it over and over again. You got to do something here.
This time he's going to Thunderbolt, but it's going to be into the rotation. But you have to force the rotation. Force the rotation. Yeah, like that was very obvious, but you have to force the rotation now. So now you use the ice attack. And then you use, yep, force the rotation. There we go, Jordan. Once they go through the rotation, when he's on a cycle like that, you have to make him go through it a couple times. He's got to get the Thunder Wave out
Yeah,
here.
land a Thunderwave here. This is big Thunderwave point. There's a reason you
Break the
have
speed.
Prankster. Oh no.
Poisons the Suicune instead. Tanks the Dragon Pulse nicely, but now the Toxapex is just going to be able to come in. And if he switches back to the Tornadus, he's probably just going to take a Scald. Protects the Scout, but the poison's just going to keep on ticking.
The poison doing a big 12%, 12.5%, I think, per tick. Oh, and there's the crit.
A crit to kill. Would have lived with a small percent there. Garchomp comes out to threaten, but Hirudegarn is just queued up to be the speed issue at this point. Dragon Tail's coming out. That seems like a panic play to me. He needs to either predict the protect and get his rocks out. See if he Dragon Tails here now. No goes for the Earthquake. He was expecting the swap in on that first one, but the protect was available. Goes into the Suicune, so we see that it's locked into the Dragon move now. I feel like he's got to swap now or just sack the Suicune to try and bring in something clean, but Random Wizard's just going to swap out again. He could also just press the Dragon Pulse. It'll kill the Suicune. The Garchomp won't be able to swap into it. The Excadrill probably doesn't like it, but this is your opportunity to try and bring in the Excadrill. Set up the Sandstorm. Trust yourself to be able to take a Dragon Pulse and take the speed control right here, right now.
I think I'm going Garchomp here. Well, actually, no, I'm not. Excadrill for sure. It's really your only choice.
I want to shake him. I want to shake him. There's so many opportunities that I've wanted to shake him. Get your paralysis on the Hirudegarn.
Yeah, that would have been massive.
Go for the Excadrill now, for the throat. See if you can tank it or not. Time to find out. This is Excadrill's world.
Let's see what he's got.
Random Wizard may be in the tank a bit here. If he can two-hit, then he can potentially tank a hit as well, depending on what the Excadrill has. Hirudegarn is a 3-stage dragon that's got some fat stats. "31% from the Dragon Pulse." There's the Sandstorm. And now we're trading blows.
Here comes Ironhead.
And I'm curious if Random Wizard makes the swap here to save Hirudegarn to try and threaten once the Sandstorm's gone. He does go for the stall. Gohan, weakened from previous battle. Taking out Hirudegarn, comes back in. The Iron Head comes out. He's going to be able to switch moves now. But he flinches. The flinch hack happens. This is Excadrill's world, and we're just living in it. He's the Mega now. I am the Mega now. Another Iron Head. One more turn of Sandstorm. And he's going to have the Protect here. Baneful Bunker comes out. Earthquake comes out. He's got to try and set a Sandstorm back out. A Burn Proc could kill everything. Goes straight for the Earthquake. Critical hit. Can Hirudegarn do it? He has one move to pick to kill 2 Pokemon. He has the speed. does he have the choice of a move?
Does he go with the Dark Pulse to go for the hacks?
Yeah. Problem is, if that sandstorm gets set back up, you can't hack.
True. Dark Pulse isn't good enough.
And we know it's 31%. Excadrill could also just go for the tank and spank and just press damage here. Gotta say, smooth move having the sandstorm on the Excadrill so he can set himself. Saw how close the last game was. Both of these players just on edge. Random Wizard just trying to end it. Cuban Tree trying to close out. Very beefy, meaty team. Difficult to close out on. Haruta Garn's undeveloped legs just hanging there, just wobbling.
For Soak, it's leg genetic development for heads and wings. And is going
Goes
for
for
the
the Dark
hacks.
Pulse. 51% goes for the
Oh,
Iron Head.
and that will do it. We're going to game number 3. Good plays. Went for the flinch hacks. It didn't work, but he had to go for it, in my opinion. I think it was the right play. And here we go. Game number 3. Semifinals.
Quite the bloodbath. Down to the last mon, both ways. I feel like both players definitely had opportunities to win just multiple times throughout there. And just on your edge with the swaps, the calls, the sits. And I'm curious if we see an adjustment from these leads here. Jordan led with Garchomp or the T-Tar both times here.
We really haven't seen much at all out of Mega Diancie, Mega Glisor, and to be honest, Ox King. It's kind of crazy. Kami House has been winning with, for the most part, 3 Pokemon.
Yeah, Ox King's had really hard entries here with a slew of ice coming out of Cuban Creed. Toxapex has had to pick up a lot of that slack, but who it's good at it. Bulu into T-Tar.
This is that matchup
Go
where
straight into
Hornleech is really
Excadrill.
good.
Go straight into Excadrill. Tank the Horn Leech. Start killing things. Into the Amoonguss. Superpower comes out. Can't recall if that superpower was revealed from previous matches, but a reveal for this set of 3. Moongus does take it well. It's definitely a good safe play. The Excadrill would not have liked to have taken that superpower, and I would have been made a fool. Sludge Bomb into the Toxapex. Kid Buu just absorbing it up, no problem. This is where Poison Spikes can come out. You gotta get your Amoonguss out of here so that it can get back in to clear out the poison spikes. Baneful Bunker coming out, Spore coming out. So now the play and plan is revealed. The Glissaur has not set up its poison yet. The Diancie is not Mega Evolved to bounce it back. Toxic Spike's going out, trading it for the Spore. So something will get poisoned, guaranteed. Well, I guess he could go. Never mind. He could go into the Tornadus, willing to just push damage into this Kid Buu, knowing how well it has to play in this matchup. Bringing into the Tornadus, not liking the damage off of the Giga Drain. Or the Thunderous, apologies. There's the Wake Up into the Baneful Bunker. Taunt coming out. I'd like to just see the electric move pressed here.
Yep.
Really, either of them. I don't mind a paralysis on here to kind of mess with it some. Make him bring in the Glissaur. This is an opportunity to get the poison up, though. There he goes, 75%. Big cut. The Scald comes out, 22%. Both healing back up from their held items. Baneful Bunker comes out to scout. Hidden Power's been scouted.
Yeah, I don't mind the hidden power there, just in case.
What do you do if you're Random Wizard? The safe play is to just bring Mew in. Brings in the Bulu. Bulu eats the Thunderbolt well.
The Bulu, if we remember, if we've seen right, if is maybe in that assault vest. So
Oh, it is definitely Assault Vested. It's going to take those hidden powers very well with
yeah.
its low power. And the Nature's Madness, we see the cut in health. This is your opportunity to bring in the Mushroom. Get that, yep, get the layer cleared. The Nature's Madness comes in 50%. You're fine with that. You've got Regenerator.
Risky swap in. Okay, no spore. Luckily enough.
Sludge Bomb comes out. I do like the Sludge Bomb. Just go straight into the Bulu. Play it straight up. Glissaur not taking the poison from the move, but his item.
So this Glissaur, we haven't seen a whole lot of play from it for its full move pool.
Oh, it's offensive mostly. We know that Earthquake's coming out here, super effective into the T-Tar.
Big poison
T-Tar,
heal.
yeah, it takes it respectably. But
This
now we know
T-Tar is
some
going to
ice
be
punches
pressing
are
Ice
coming out.
Punch. Yeah. So probably back to the Toxapex.
And the plan with the Glissaur is you can deal with it later. Most of the team has ice, you can just deal with it later. Once all those are dead, you messed up. Here comes the Tapu Bulu, who does not like the ice as well. 56%. This has been the issue with Ox King here. He's not been able to swap into these ice punches from the T-Tar.
Yeah, just really tough matchup here. Your Mega Diancie, your Ox King, your Hydreigon and Glissaur all do not want to take that
Straight
Ice
into the
Punch.
Amoonguss, but the double swap into the Mew. Great double swap here.
Yeah, this is going to be
Jordan's
good.
got to know. Jordan's got to know that that Psychic's coming. He's got to get back into that T-Tar.
Mm-hmm.
It won't reset a Sandstorm, so that's unfortunate, but you got to go for it. Can potentially waste the Z move. Glissaur coming out, though. Suicune coming out can pressure the Glissaur.
And we've
The
seen
swap.
he's very quick to sub on a known swap, so we're probably going to see a sub here.
Toxapex coming in. The game of musical chairs. Suicune takes a seat with the substitute. Yeah, I don't mind the substitute on the Suicune, especially in the grassy terrain to help you heal it back up. But the Kid Boo's coming out. You know it's just gonna lay some levels of spikes, some layers of poison spikes, and you can't really do much to it. Yeah, willing to go straight into the Thunderous. Now the Protect's up. This is where I like keeping it honest and just hitting the electric move. 91%. He knows he can tank one. It was about 78, I believe, last time. Going for the Thunder Wave, I really like that as well.
Let's see if he does go for the swap. Does not. There's the
Punish with a
Scald.
Thunderbolt.
Will he get the burn? No burn.
It's a baneful bunker. I'd be fine with the hidden power just to cover the swap. Goes for the Thunderbolt, just keeping it honest. God, imagine that swap's coming. There's no way he sits on here. He needs this thing for later. He needs that regenerator to heal it up. Mew comes in, the safe play. Hidden power comes out, 21%. A little bit of damage on Mew, and here's where he needs to understand how important paralyzing that Mew is.
Yeah, that Thunder Wave on Mew would be huge here.
He could still be afraid of the Z move, so the T-Tar swap in is not the worst. But the problem is that later Poison Spikes is down. It's going to get poisoned if it comes in, and you can't go into the Amoonguss. Thunderwave comes out. Love to see it. Synchronize. Immune. Ice Beam. We've got the first kill of game 3.
Doesn't get the paralysis proc. Maybe ran out of luck in the previous game. Because that
I'd love to
Mew,
see Amoonguss come out and just double swap straight into the T-Tar. Try and bait that psychic move, but we've seen Random Wizard very heads up on that with the double swaps. Saving that silver bullet.
well, that is at least the special ice Pokemon down. There is another one in Suicune with the Ice Beam, but slowly whittling down the ice moves.
Going for the Excadrill. Gonna just try and set himself up.
Let's see the Z move here from Kami House.
Excadrill at 100% will resist with the steel typing. It's very tempting, but he also could already have speed priority with the paralysis on.
Mm-hmm.
God, and I can feel the nerves. Oh, these players have to be so into it right now. This is game 3 after 2 just brutal brawls.
And this is the matchup I think he
Gliscor.
wanted with the Gliscor.
Yep, but Amoonguss comes in, absorbs the poison spikes, tanks the earthquake somewhat well. The regenerator will be able to help him out with it.
Well, there is no
But
more.
notably, he has no immunity to it. Knockoff coming out, going to remove the item. Sludge Bomb, trying to push damage into the Gliscor like this just is not the play.
Yeah, there's no more Levitate on the side of Cuban Creed.
Yeah, that earthquake is just lethal.
No more Black Sludge now for the Amoonguss, so you have to swap now. Probably to the Suicune.
Yeah, you also really want to see that Spore come into play. Notably, Random Wizard hasn't gotten his Mega D out. He has not set up rocks yet. Cuban Creed hasn't been able to get his Garchomp out to set up rocks. Brings in the Garchomp now. Toxic in.
Yeah, that's a big swap there, and you really got to stay with the Gliscor here. I mean, it's still a decent matchup for you.
Yeah, It could be a dragon tail to just force it out.
Could be that. It could be rock slide slash the Z move, a rock Z move. But I think you're fine with that if you're Kami House. Glisor can take that.
Knockoff, rough skin, dragon tail, miss.
Sheesh.
The knockoff not able to get the damage boost or the item remove. But just pushing a little bit of damage in and going for safe knockoffs is very keen play. Earthquake coming out, going to push a little bit more damage out. Dragon Tail going to force the swap. And Kid Buu, you don't really like this either with the Garchomp.
Toxic is going to kill you here, so we'll probably see him swap out.
Yeah, brings in the T-Tar. And on the Baneful Bunker turn. T-Tar really has to do some good work here. But he doesn't have to do it alone. He can swap into the Excadrill now and play a little risky with it. You don't love doing that into the potential Scald. But it gets you max Sandstorm turns. Goes for the Rock Polish. Scald comes out. Is there a burn proc? No
Nope.
burn proc. So potential of Protect just to burn a Sandstorm turn. And just Honest Earthquakes coming out. See if he makes the call and swaps to the Ice Punch. He doesn't need to because he can still outspeed now that he's gotten his polish off. He does, in fact, go for the Ice Punch. The Scald going to come out. Another potential burn proc. No burn proc, but more damage pushed through. Sandstorm keeping a bit of it off. Burning out the turns. Another Rock Polish. Just make sure he's fast enough. Good read. Not a ton of value off getting even faster. Well, I guess you do now faster than the Hirudegarn. Can T-Tar go all the way? Mew's gonna come in. It is paralyzed. Earthquake gonna come out 40%.
Oof.
Yeah, could be a roll.
Even then, though, I think the T-Tar probably survives. So
Hirudegarn comes in. The levitate's there, but now he can just click the Ice Punch. This is a hard rotation, almost into sacking something to try and get a clean swap into full tank and revenge kill. Possibly a Mega D doing that.
Mega D just dies to the Earthquake. It's tough. Oh, and it survives.
It
That's
does survive the
huge.
Ice Punch.
Not
Not enough
enough.
damage. The true kaiju. He's like a real Godzilla. Oh, he's so strong. Toxapec's gonna come back in, another Ice Punch.
He really wants that burn, so I think we're going to see the Scald here.
Yeah, Toxapex can also just kind of tank a Earthquake and push the Scald in, and then continue to try and pivot around, spread the damage some. Let your Regenerator take care of you. Or just have to, make the unfortunate trade to try and force it out.
We may
With
see
that,
him pull it. Nope, leaves it in. Here comes the Scald. Oh, does enough damage. Very good.
yeah, no Sandstorm this time to edge it out. Immediately into the Excadrill, it's going to try and set up a Sandstorm and continue to push damage forward.
That burn is backbreaking, though. He has the Gliscor, though, this
Blister's
time, so
going to
this
come
is
in.
big. This is a different ball game with the Gliscor in play.
Yeah, notably could not use the Gliscor because of the Ice Punch on the T-Tar.
And it was already dead in the previous games before the Excadrill came out.
Can always flinch hack to death. Always a chance for that.
Yeah,
I don't think
definitely.
it's want to live in 4 sandstorm turns without, protect and shenanigans, but it will be hitting back with earthquakes if not protecting. A Mungus comes in, knows the importance of the Excadrill.
He's already been knocked off, so no black sludge.
Yeah, gets an entry for Suicune.
Yeah, maybe that
I'd like
Amoonguss
to
swap
see
in
him
was an accident. Should have gone for the Suicune previously here. Ice Beam
yeah, I'd
forces
like
it
to
out.
see him make a swap here, but no, goes for protect on the Suicune. Very weird play there. The Kid was almost guaranteed. You could have gone back into the Excadrill, potentially into the Garchomp if he can live 1 turn of poison, but you kinda want him as a revenge killer right now. Protect gonna come out, Scald, Sandstorm's done. It is also a bit of a game of chicken here now. Neither of them really wanna take burns. Substitute comes out, safe play there. And you don't really want to bring out the Amoonguss to counter it until the layers of poison spikes are out. Yeah, protect into poison spikes, not gonna cut it. Goes for Ice Beam for freeze procs, but the Scald will thaw.
Let's see if he goes to the Mew here. Try to get a soft boiled off. It's the
Moongus eats
burn.
the Scald well, but the burn proc comes through. Not necessarily the right mon to get the burn proc on, but without his Black Sludge, it is a timer. Knowing this immediately goes for the protect, scouting the Giga Drain. Glisor comes in, Giga Drain, neutral. But that poison heal, it's so strong.
Big roll there. 46% versus
Yeah,
41 on a previous.
yeah, Genie takes another kill, brings out the Suicune, and he's just gonna rotate back out, I imagine.
Yeah.
And this unbreakable wall combo just pushes through.
Swapping a Garchomp in, notably, having to take the 6%.
Yeah, just trying to push through this, but the protect turn is up, so it will just be able to protect through the toxic if he gets the rocks out at least. Goes for the Z move to try and push some damage through. Continental Crush, only 7% because you don't have that super effective behind it, and the protect will cut it heavily. I can't blame him for trying to go for that play and just trying to push out of this loop of tanks. Glisor immediately in on the X control. The Sandstorm goes out.
Yeah.
He's got to just go for Iron Heads here and just pray for the flinch procs. He knows that there's one, but God, he's gonna need a lot. That Glissaur is tanky. Captain Ginyu so mighty. Nice body you got.
Yeah, doing some nice body exchanges here.
35% higher roll.
Whoa!
Knockdown to the sash.
Boom. Huge damage.
Yeah, it didn't matter how much damage it was just because of that sash. Oh, but it gets scared. It goes into the Suicune. He blinked 34%.
And back to the Toxapex.
And now the Suicune's poisoned, so the clock is on.
We didn't see Protect from the Glissaur.
There's the freeze. Here we'll see the Scald Thaw. Doesn't even have to, really. Oh, just immediately swap springs in the Diancie. Was gonna get the rocks up to kill the Excadrill on entry,
Let's
but now a slow Excadrill.
see him go back to the Glissaur.
You don't even have to. It doesn't have the Sandstorm up. You can push damage. You're faster.
Alright. Kami House with a divisive game 3 here.
Yeah, his Mew's very broken down, but keeping it alive in the back there. Rudigarn not even playing a big part, just kind of going straight into his defensive wall. Safely getting the poison heal and navigating the ice attacks with the Glissaur this time. Who's in the think tank?
Leaves him in. There's the Diamond
Negative wall
Storm.
deals the 1%. Dang, I thought I could tank that. Suicune comes out, pressure's on. Another Diamond Storm. Protect. Protect. He's gonna make it go. Go on, Suicune.
Not fast enough, though. Oh, but chooses to swap to the Kid Buu.
Brings in the Toxapex stalled by the Scald.
That'll do it here. Kami House.